This is an interesting battle if I've ever seen it. Looks like we have some kind of classic strategy going on right here. I mean, that has to be a guard split Shuckle onto the Chansey to make it unkillable. However, why are you doing this on the free battle spot? You know there's going to be a ton of Darkrai there waiting to spoil your fun. So that's where I'm wondering how this is going to happen. Because Darkrai is going to outspeed. So if Shuckle doesn't go down to the Dark Void, because that 20% chance to not sleep, it might be salvageable, but other than that, I don't know what to do here. So, Jirachi with the Follow Me. Fortunately, that's going to be pretty solid in a way, because, like, you're not attack. Like, they weren't aiming to attack anyways. They want to do their own setup. And, whoa! That was Chansey that avoided the attack, but not the Shuckle. So we got half of it. However, that's still a minimize. I mean, guard split minimize is absolutely just insane. But unfortunately, we don't get the Shuckle. Shuckle, no Lumberry as well. Darkrai's Bad Dreams going to do just a small, tiny little bit of now damage because Shuckle has like no base hit points. And now that's going to be Charizard coming out onto the field. And Darkrai with Dark Pulse. But there's the minimize, and there's another minimize. So switching out, I guess, kind of works to transition the damage over from this Charizard. And there we go. That's a thing. Shuckle wakes up and gets the guard split, so that's like all you really needed right there. So now we have the unkillable Chansey right now. I mean, you're not gonna be able to damage it physically. Fortunately, that isn't Charizard, or I mean, unfortunately, that isn't Charizard X. I don't know, there's stats. So like, the guard split doesn't really do too much more for your special defense, and there's just a lot of damage, plus that is gonna be a substitute on the Darkrai, and then there's a Heat Wave. So how much I was expecting maybe just a bit more damage, but Heat Wave has lower accuracy, minimize didn't really bother it too much right there, and then takes no damage, and there's a safeguard from Shuckle, as that happens, but he's also burned from the Heat Wave, so unfortunate odds right there. I don't think Shuckle is going to get much done. This Darkrai with the substitute seems to be like a huge problem though, and it also has Nasty Plot, so Nasty Plot sub versus the Chansey. Now, I'm thinking that the Charizard Y is already doing about twice the amount of damage that Darkrai could potentially do. And that's going to be a Solar Beam. As a Solar Beam isn't going to be more damage, though. So, Solar Beam onto the Blissey, yeah, it's just going to be less damage right there. And that is a Calm Mind as well. Okay, so he's got Calm Mind. On top of Minimize. Alright, okay, this actually might be able to keep up with that Subscribe. I was like, if it's just a Chansey that's trying to go for like Toxic Stalling or something like that, Darkrai is going to be able to out-survive it. But this is an interesting little Darkrai set. Has a substitute, has leftovers for some reason, but it hasn't been a detriment, and it's also going for that Nasty Plot. So trying to find ways to survive right here. Just needs to outspeed, put the opponent down, and then once they're asleep, you get as much damage as you need to get. So you don't really feel too much of a drawback right there. And Darkrai with the Dark Void, that's going to be the Safeguard Protect. Looks like he forgot about that. Oh no. Espeon with that Psych Up. Alright, now Espeon has Evasion and Calm Mind stats, and it's going to be pretty insane to deal with right here. As Chansey goes and just keeps going for those Calm Mind. So we're in for a very long battle. Very long battle. The substitute hasn't even been touched on that Darkrai. We need a Dazzling Gleam from the Espeon to deal with that. Darkrai has the Dark Pulse, and would rather try to hit the Chansey. Actually showing a lot of damage right now. Oh, okay, the critical... Never mind. No damage! Because the critical hit ignored the special defense boost and just kind of like stacked on top of all those Nasty Plots. The Iron Head onto Espeon. Actually a lot more damage than I would expect. And we keep getting the Calm Mind. So, I'd imagine it's like Soft Boil plus a damaging move on the Chansey. But I don't know what the damaging move is with all this Calm Mind going on right here. And I guess the Calm Mind is to make up for the lack of special defense investment, since it's probably just full defense, you get the guard split, and then you just go insane right there. So the way the guard split works is it's from the base stats, so investing into your defenses isn't going to like cut down the average at all. It's actually going to make you a lot stronger, because now that base stat is getting Eviolite and all those EVs, and then you can just Calm Mind the rest of your special defense and become truly unkillable. So there's a lot of specials going on right here, and that's going to be no longer protected by the Safeguard, which is unfortunate, but there is a lot of evasion going on, so if something does land, you know, it might be able to do something right there. The Nasty Plots have nothing on this Chansey, and then we also see the Espeon keeps psyching up, wants to make sure it will survive whatever's going to happen right here. Jirachi with that Iron Head. Not a lot of damage. Gets the flinch, though. And Darkrai gets that Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is going to land, but Even with all the nasty plot, it's not enough right there. And there's a Side Shock. So Side Shock, not a lot of damage. Not very effective. It's going to be resisted even after some Calm Mind. Still not showing any damage. But there we go. We get the Soft Boiled right there. The Iron Head does miss. We don't get flinched out this time. And it's just a long battle. But, like, no one can make any ground on anyone right here is all I've seen. Now it's going to be a Slacking. Slacking's going to do a thing, and that's going to be the final nasty plot out of this Darkrai. I mean, why doesn't Espeon have the Dazzling Gleam? I think it did Light Screen, though. So Light Screen, Psych Up, Psy Shock, and you can't hit the Darkrai. But you can do good damage to Slacking. I guess it's hit point invested, or not hit point. It's like just heavy tank investment on this Espeon as well. That way you get the Psych Up in there, you turn those stats around. Because that should have KO'd. Like an Espeon that has, what is that, +3 on special attack should be able to do more. Ooh, even after all that Calm Mind, still goes down to the super effective hit. Wasn't able to do anything about the Darkrai. And Slacking has Return, but Return... I was actually... wait, what? Defense Curl? But you have no offensive moves. I guess it's all on that Psych Up, which is so risky. But it has a Defense Curl. I mean... We just saw Slacking do no. So I guess in the end of the day, you're building a truly unkillable Pokemon if it has super amounts of special defense, super amounts of defense, the maximum minimize. That means everything on this team is going to be Psych Up bait at some point, whether it's the Espeon or the wow, I can't believe I just forgot its name. Even though it's I think it's a really awesome Pokemon. So there's Dark Void, or not the Dark Pulse getting saved right there, and then the Audino, I remembered its name. Sorry guys, I'm recording this at like 3:30 in the morning, so I'm a little slow right now. It is Friday. I'm trying to get these in before Fan Friday so I can just sleep through the day. But yeah, that's gonna be a lot of avoiding right there. Fortunately, like with that resist, even after all those nasty plots, still like a mad tank. And then we go inside Wish to try to heal up. I don't see a point in Heal Pulse, so it's Wish for the sustain, Psych Up, and then Dazzling Gleam Flamethrower. Like, that's the only thing I can imagine. That would have to be the best set on this Pokemon right now. So, fortunately, Dazzling Gleam can start to tear through this. Dark Void, though, it's going to get thrown out. Does it land on anyone? Avoid. And it sleeps the only Pokemon that didn't need to be sleeped right now. That's not good. However, we can still get through. Like, once we wake up and start Dazzling Gleam, I'm waiting for when this turns around. It's slightly frustrating. At the same time, it's still a little interesting because, like, this Chansey will never die. We already saw that a crit isn't enough to take it out. Maybe from a Charizard. I mean, but then it has to get through the middle. Like, here's the thing about when you're finally boosting evasion and you're getting things down. They have a 1 in 3 chance to land a hit, and then they have the 6% chance to actually get the crit to go through at that point. So I mean, 1 in 16, I think, something like that. It's like 1 in 16, and then a 1 in 3. It's low odds to actually get the crit when it matters. So, Torment right there from Bad Dreams. Bad Dreams doing more damage than this Pokemon's going to take for me. Direct Attack. Gonna keep using that Dark Void, because maybe something will go to sleep. And Chansey does go down to this one right now. So, I mean, it's just gotta have things wake up, but then that's where the sub comes through. Like, the sub Darkrai might actually buy a couple turns right here. The Icy Wind, that was like 1 damage. Going to drop speed, but these Pokemon are tanky and don't want to be going fast anyways. There's the Wake Up into the Draining Kiss. Oh, okay. I don't know why you're not Draining Kiss Darkrai. That's a fairly frustrating Pokemon. I mean, where's the Flamethrower? You Flamethrower Jirachi and then you win. That's my advice for this team. All right, I like the Wish. You know, you gotta get some sustain there. I like the Psych Up. As long as the opponent doesn't have too much setup and you bring in that Psych Up, you're good to go. But we need some coverage differences right here. I mean, Espeon got shut out because it only has the Psy Shock, and then the Draining Kiss finally gonna hit Darkrai. That's gonna break the sub. I mean, now you have a lot of sub to work through, and like Darkrai is just gonna outspeed, set up sub, outspeed, set up sub. Eventually it'll go away because it'll run out of things to do. But that's what we're looking at right here. Chansey's still asleep, but it's just like the stat sponge. Like, Chansey is doing nothing. Oh, never mind. There's a healer. Cool. Healer, better late than never, I guess. There's a Follow Me. Oh, wait, is that... Was I not paying attention? Did Jirachi use the Follow Me, and that's where Draining Kiss went? Never mind. I'm bad. A lot of things going on screen to focus on right here. And then there's a Draining Kiss. Yeah, so that's probably what happened. I would still be throwing out flamethrowers, because, I mean, what is it? How many special attacks are we at the Calm Mind? I lost track. If it's at least 4, might as well try to get the damage. That Jirachi's being annoying. So Darkrai's Bad Dreams. Like, yeah, Chansey needs to kind of... Oh, actually, Healer. Healer might actually be detriment in this really weird scenario, because it activates at the end of the turn. So that means if that activates and Chansey doesn't wake up natural, oh my goodness, Chansey almost never has a chance to wake up naturally because the odds of waking up on the first turn are so low. It did wake up on its own though, and it did get the soft boiled. So that's good. That's good right there. It gets to heal up and it gets to like not be at risk from like a crit KO or something silly. And there's the follow me. Also, all those minimizes, like Darkrai is landing way too many Dark Voids. Gonna use that Dark Void again. I mean, the odds of it working are like, what, 20-something%? But it keeps putting down one Pokemon every time, which is like kind of ridiculous. No stats, no moves right there, and then we get into the defense curl. So whenever the Slacking shows up again, not going to take any damage. Or if there's an Iron Head from the Jirachi. Darkrai's Bad Dreams, there's no damage over time. What a silly little battle right here. I mean, I'd imagine this would be a nightmare too. Like if the opponent was time stalling, you would lose just because of the time stall from the Dark Void. This is so, this is why I don't like the timer so much. Like I'm not even sure if there is a real timer stall going on, but it really complicates things because this is a very, very powerful strategy. As you can see right here, it's unstoppable and eventually we'll just win. Like Darkrai will run out of Dark Voids and Dark Pulses in a infinite kind of setup right here. Going to Calm Mind some extra stat changes just to be safe. We do need those defense curls. We get the soft boiled since we never know when we're going to heal up again. And eventually, we won't go down to the Dark Void, and then we can just one-shot everything. So there's the double avoid right there. Slacking with the Earthquake. There's one avoid, and we are going to see how much damage we do on an Earthquake. 10 damage, like 3% Chansey's health. There's a Draining Kiss. Darkrai finally goes down. Decided to not take that sub. Tried to go for the sleep, didn't get it. But I guess, see, that's the thing. Like, you have to go for the sleep, but finally the minimize comes through. And here we go. Now the snowball's coming through. Evasion won't go any higher because Chansey is out of things to do right now. There's Jirachi. I really want to see a flamethrower. I really want to see a flamethrower right now, just to restore my faith in this game. It's like that was difficult. Sometimes you gotta go through those trials, but you had the win condition the whole time. Like you just win. So Jirachi with the follow me. Draining Kiss. Alright, so it is just the Draining Kisses. I mean, either way, it's going to be a resisted hit. Jirachi doesn't have... Well, I mean, if Jirachi had Wish, this battle would last even longer. And you can't do anything because Jirachi has to follow me. So, I mean, even then, the opponent still has, like, 3 Pokemon on his side of the field. So, it would lose to timer. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a very long amount of turns. I don't know if there's actually, like, time being played right now. That's, like, my only fear. Like, all of a sudden, it's like, timer's up. The battle is over. You lose. But it looks like... that should be enough on this turn. Alright, so there's a follow me. So, Jirachi, like, I don't even know what the opponent's going for then, if he's not going for time. Dragon Pulse not going to affect. Even if it did land, you know, it's not going to do any damage right there. Same with the Heat Wave. Like, even if Heat Wave crits right now, none of those Pokemon are going down. Trouchy goes down. Now, Slacking going to be on the field. Slacking is going to be a quick Pokemon to pick up. And I don't think I've been in a situation where Chansey has no offensive moves and just been spamming the same move over and over to no effect because it's just there. I mean, I wonder what that even means. Like, if you go down and then it's just Chansey on the field, do you still technically win? Like, would you be able to survive the opponent's moves enough to where they end up just hitting themselves from the struggle? Like, there was just too much unkillableness. Even with Darkrai getting crazy amounts of sleep and stuff, it wasn't enough. But that was a trial. Hope you guys enjoyed this video in its own weird way. The setup went off pretty well, even in adverse circumstances. And then Tim ended up pulling out the win. The win. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Get ready for some more fan fries. I think that's a nice little way to start it.